Okay, you are ready to begin.
All right, I appreciate it. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, we'll start out this morning or this afternoon by saying welcome to everybody. We will have our financial services update by Ms. Teresa Wade.
Good afternoon. I will present the cumulative low-income housing finance report for the period ended April 30th, 2020. Beginning with total revenue, number one is operating subsidy. The interim operating subsidy proration for April 2020 is 95% compared to the budgeted proration of 90%. The higher funding proration nets a higher subsidy dollars being received from HUD. The second item explained is other tenant charges. This is an adjustment for a $25 late charge from March being adjusted off the record. Moving forward to administration, explaining number three, office expenses. The increase in office expense is due to the purchase of technology equipment to support teleworking environment of HHA. The fourth explanation is for training and travel. The annual renewal of the online training STAR 12 program for employees was paid for in April 2020. Moving to page 2 of the financials, explaining tenant services, salary, and benefits. The expenses incurred to date include salary and benefits for the service coordinator positions. The grant awarded is effective June 1st, 2020. Moving forward to the third page of the financials, explaining collection loss. The MIS collection for April 2020 is $789, and there are no April 2020 collection loss charges available to offset against these collections. Moving forward down to the bottom line, the increase in the unrestricted net position at this time for April is $462,259 compared to a budgeted decrease of $276,723. And also attached is the breakdown by site for each of the sites for where they stand as of April 30th. Do you have any questions for me about these financials? Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, we'll have real estate development. Keisha.
Good afternoon, everybody. I've got two items for you. The first is requesting you all to act on a resolution authorizing the interim executive director to execute a letter of intent with Jupiter Holdings, LLC, for the purchase of HHA's Pollard Circle property. We received an offer from Jupiter Holdings for the vacant Pollard Circle property, and the LOI has been updated. I did not update the number in the RBA or the resolution, but Terica, can we make sure that the resolution is updated before anyone signs it? The new purchase amount is $3,349,500. And that resulted from my talking with them after our committee meeting last week. They did increase the price an additional $49,500. The LOI has a inspection period of 180 days with 2 exercisable extensions. And the earnest money will be $25,000. And in the event they exercise any of the extensions, that money will become non-refundable. We've determined that it's in our best interest to sell the property. We have no foreseeable use of it in the future. And are there any questions about the LOI with Jupiter Holdings? And this is Resolution 2020-19.
Yeah, this is Dale here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I just, kind of wanted it to be known on the record that, we anticipate that this particular development company will come in and do some type of residential development in the site. And I would like to see that residential development include something that would be conducive to some below market housing units that would allow some of our existing residents and other individuals to, kind of have an opportunity to be part of that development in terms of residential. So I know we're early in the process and this is just the LOI, but if we can just kind of make sure that the development company understands that that is a desire from the very beginning, I think that will help us in the process.
Sure. Thank you so much for your comments, Commissioner Smith. And that is something that Mr. McGinnis and I are discussing with the developer, the inclusion of affordable units. They have indicated early on that that is their plan. So we will continue to keep the pressure on them for that and hopefully reduce that in writing in the sales contract.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any further questions or comments regarding the LOI this time? I take a motion to approve Resolution 2020-19.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a sec. All those in favor say aye.
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 Are there any nays? Motion carries. Excuse me.
Okay, thank you. The second item that I have is requesting you to act on a resolution ratifying previous approval for the interim executive director to enter into a contract with Wilmer & Lee for professional legal services. On December 3rd of 2019, HHA issued an RFP number 2019-15 for the procurement of professional legal services. We received 3 responses and they were evaluated by the evaluation committee. The top 2 ranked also were interviewed virtually by the board and the evaluation committee. And I have the table showing the scoring results. Wilmer & Lee did come in as the highest ranked. And we are asking the board to ratify your previous approval, which was done via email on April 21st, 2020. Are there any questions about the ratification of the legal contract? And that'll be Resolution 2020-20.
Thank you, Keisha. If there's no questions in regards to Resolution 2020-20, a motion for approval.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-20.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes, sir.
Who you got up next, sir?
Well, first, I wanted to give everybody an update. I don't know if I did this at our last meeting. I told you all we will be having a session over at Johnson Towers to get all of our residents tested, and we got the results back that everybody there was actually negative. We had 51 residents get tested, and nobody came back positive. That was a partnership again with Huntsville Hospital, and we were able to get those residents at ease about their potential concerns that they had about being positive. So we were excited about that. And also in lieu of Johnson and Todd Towers, I don't know if Mills Crutcher was online. Are you here? I invited a guest from the Legacy Center to join us today, and she was going to talk about all the good stuff that they've been doing over at Johnson and Todd Towers. But if she's not here, we'll save that for another time. But just to kind of give you an overview, they've really been going above and beyond the call of duty to, provide resources to our elderly residents over at Johnson and Todd Towers. And if Danielle is here and she wanted to say something about that partnership, I would love for you to talk about that.
Sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So Ms. Crutcher and her team went to, as you said, both Johnson and Todd. They provided hand sanitizer, masks, packages of food, and just some resources and information to let people know about how to, of course, stay socially distant, sanitization, hand washing, and so forth. They provided, I think it was a hospital bed, some walkers, and other items that people could use in their homes or in order to get around for those that were socially immobile and were not able to get up of their own strength. So the walkers were really helpful, and they're going to continue providing those kinds of resources on an ongoing basis. Again, the masks in particular were very, very welcome, and the little packages of hand sanitizer, the packets of food, it was mostly snack foods and so forth that they were providing. But they said that whatever it is that they could help provide, so if residents had specific needs that they had gone unmet for a while, they would do everything they could to fulfill those needs. So they've been working with Patrice, our resident services supervisor, and our elderly and disabled services coordinator, and Katrina Jefferson, the property manager for both Johnson and Todd, to identify those needs. And every time they come back to the property, they try to fill that in, fill in those needs as they can. So it's been, as Mr. McGinnis said, a very fruitful partnership that we are grateful for. Our residents have been grateful for, and we look forward to maintaining that through COVID and beyond, because we think it's really of a long-lasting benefit to our residents. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that report. Like I said, I thought they were going to be on the line today, but maybe we'll get them to join us at a different time. I also wanted to let everybody know that we've actually submitted our Envision Center application on last week. Looking forward to working with the regional office on that endeavor, and hopefully we'll receive some very positive input from them on getting this center up and going over in the Northwood community. This will be great for our residents and our community as a whole, so I'm excited about it, and hopefully we'll be hearing some information really shortly about approval, and hopefully we can get the powers that be down to have a ribbon cutting and really start the process of getting those residents the needed services they need over in that community. So that's all I have. Once again, I thank you all for being here, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Executive Director comments. So
it's a all right. Are there any public comments, Neil?
Hang on. Terica
There
has,
are not any public comments at all. We did have it set up, and just to let you guys know, we did send out a notice. That notice also went out with the virtual meeting notice in the newspaper as far as how they were to log on and do public comments,
Okay.
and I have not received any.
Okay. I just want to say, I'll start with commissioners. Are there any other commissioner comments at this time?
Mr. Chairman, let me just, this is Jim Bolte. Let me welcome Rich. Thanks for joining, and we'll look forward to working with you guys. And thanks, Danielle, for the update. I think that was really good. And Neil, being an ex-IS guy, I know how much work goes into making these things happen during this virtual meeting time period. So thanks for all your hard work. The staff continue to be impressive, and I think we all really appreciate everything you're doing. And just the impact in the community. I mean, there's lots of examples of the work that you're doing that's positively impacting the community. I just want to make a request. I've mentioned it. I guess I mentioned it last week about social media.
I guess he's sitting in.
We need to look at whatever our policies and procedures are, because I just think it's a good way to get a positive story out there. There's probably things that are happening. Maybe I'm just not aware of it. So part of it is, let us know how we can harmonize with what the housing authority is already doing or should be doing or whatever. But I really think nowadays, especially since we can't get out as much, social media is a real positive tool that we ought to be taking advantage of. So maybe a report or something, or just let us know at some point, Tony, what status of that is. Okay, thank you.
And I will comment on that. Actually, we're meeting this week, and we do have a policy in place that we'll be going over. We actually talked about that in our staff meeting today. I think you're right. Getting this information out to social media would be a great tool for our residents, not only just to get information out about what we're doing, but ways in which they can contact us to get more support. And so we're going to be beefing that up starting this week, hopefully, and getting that out. And I believe that social media is the way to go, especially during these times and moving forward. So we will be working on that.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Jim. Do you have anything, Shaquila or Dr. Smith?
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything either.
Okay. I just want to thank everyone, as always. You're doing a great job. I had a conversation with HUD, Henry Nelson, this morning. Long conversation. He's excited about the things that you all are doing here. Matter of fact, all the way up to I guess it's the region, whatever levels above Birmingham office, they're all excited about. They're definitely excited about this Envision Center. So, and he commended everyone on the job, especially the shout out to Tony and his leadership. So, I just want to say, with all that, is thank you all for doing what you do. If there's no other questions or concerns, the meeting's adjourned.
Mr. Chairman, this is Rich Raleigh. Could I say one thing?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rich.
Thank you. Commissioner Bolte, thank you for the welcome. As you know, the firm is not new to the Housing Authority, but I'm new to the board meetings and look forward to working with you all. I did want to comment on the letter of intent and tell the commissioners that Keisha and Tony did a terrific job in carrying out your intent with that letter. I know from talking to Ashley that Keisha had gone back and they had made the other side made some concessions that you all mentioned and asked for. and they carried out the commissioner's intent with that very effectively, and I think that deserves some congratulations because I believe it's a good letter of intent in the end. And again, I look forward to working with you all.
Well, thanks for that. Yeah, kudos to Tony and Keisha. Keep doing what you all doing. Once again, I say thank you. I thought I actually heard John, so I didn't even know you're here. Sorry. Are there any other comments?
You're in the video.
Okay. If not, then meeting adjourned. Y'all have a blessed day.
No, you
All right, everybody stay safe.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
I didn't mean to get in the video. I'm being recorded for it.